Hey guys, happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. This video is going to be about some of the transits in July, and I wanted to show off my new gloves. I got these gloves because I've always wanted to get gloves like this. I know it's a little bit cheesy, but I don't care. I've always loved the way that long gloves look. It's just so classy, you know? And it's very like, just like I'm channeling Marilyn Monroe. Super cheesy, but maybe some of you will understand. Anyways, let's get into the transits though. And they're nice and silky and they feel good. Okay. So on July 4th, we have Neptune in Aries. That's going to be turning retrograde. This shift is going to be kind of like a veil over some of our practical affairs. There can be a temporary loss of inspiration. We might feel like as though things are kind of stagnating in a way. Like it's a point where we kind of reflect, right? Any retrograde is like a point of reflection into things to realign ourselves with our dreams and wishes. This is gonna last until December 10th. And yeah, let's see. Yep, till December 10th. This is gonna be the first retrograde turn while Neptune is in Aries. Although retrograde Neptune will return to Pisces, so when it's retrograding on October 22nd is when it's going to re-enter Pisces again. Then on December 10th, it'll go direct and then go back into Aries. Then on July 7th, that's when Uranus enters Gemini. That's going to be a whole new world in technology, in the way that we communicate, the way we learn. Just think about third house themes, transportation, all that stuff. And it's an air sign. Uranus has been in Taurus for the past over 7 years, I believe. And Taurus is an earth sign. Uranus being the modern ruler of Aquarius, it never really meshed well in Taurus. So it was more of like a stagnating feeling in Taurus, and you know, the almost like you couldn't really move as much as you wanted to because there was always some kind of blockage in movement, because Taurus represents earth, home, the home base, and so there's like a lot of stagnation in resources, stocks, you know, on the collective scale. It's like the stock market, the housing market, all those types of things. But now when it moves into Gemini, it's more of it's a lot more comfortable being in another air sign. But Gemini can be quite extreme in regards to the Mercury vibes. Gemini in itself is already quite heady, so we'll have to learn how to grasp the balance within that vibe. Especially me, since my moon is in Gemini, and literally as soon as it enters Gemini, it's going to be right on top of my moon. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It is quite nerve-wracking for me because I've already been feeling a lot of the Uranian impulses. It doesn't show outwardly as much. It's more like inside because the moon governs our emotions, right? So it's more of that chaotic feeling within me that's been quite a struggle, and it's not fun at all. I would never wish it upon my worst enemy. So, but learning to balance it out is what I'm doing. On the bright side of things, stirring up ideas, learning, and communication. I already said that though. There can be a lot of progress, but a lot of unpredictability. That is a given with any Uranian transit. From July 7th to November 7th, that's going to, let's see, what is that one from? Oh, never mind. This can be great progress. Something prominent about those dates. We can always revisit that later. On July 10th, we have a full moon that's going to be in the sign of Capricorn. That's going to bring sudden awareness to our lives. Capricorn represents the 10th house, status, home, foundations, career. This lunation is going to remind us that we can't just ignore our commitments to the outside world. We need to take care of our responsibilities, attend to business, act maturely, and take charge. Solid, practical, and doable ideas are associated with the realizations and epiphanies that will occur around this time. Then on July 13th, Saturn will be turning retrograde, and it will continue to travel in until November 27th. When Saturn is in retrograde, we will review our responsibilities and our commitments, then deal with them directly in the moment. So it's like reflection period, as I said earlier. There can be more than the usual experiences of guilt and self-doubt around that time as we internalize fears, but also the chance to reassess our commitments. So if you need to revisit anything that never had any full closure, that's probably going to come back around to fully close out. Or it could be a reassessment of plans, like something that was not closed off, but it's something that you want to renew, but it has to be renewed in a different way. Those types of things. Yeah, and it's going to be around the same schedule as Neptune's retrograde. Saturn starts this retrograde in Aries, returns in the sign of Pisces while in retrograde. Yeah. And then July 18th, we have Mercury retrograding. That's going to be midway through the sign of Leo. So this retrograde cycle is strong for reviewing our creative and recreational pursuits because it has to deal with the 5th house, since Leo rules the 5th house. And we look at projects, items, situations, problems, and even people in new ways. There can be information clogs that push this new perspective. As we wait, we become more resourceful and creative. Mercury will remain retrograde until August 11th, so it's quite a lengthy retrograde. Look at all your Leo placements. On July 24th, the new moon occurs in the sign of Leo, prompting a fresh start or a clean slate. This lunation prompts us to begin anew, particularly with our creative, romantic, and self-expressive goals. So again, 5th house themes. This is a time to uncover and share the things that make us special, our unique creative powers. We might aim to allow our inner child to come out and play and possibly commit to plans related to games, sports, recreation, speculation, hobbies, children, romance, and dating. This lunation very tightly opposes Pluto retrograde, though, in Aquarius, so we must keep an eye on that. But at the same time, it does harmonize with Saturn in Aries and Uranus in Gemini and Neptune in Aries. Even though they will be retrograde, at least Saturn and Neptune will be. Things could feel out of sorts, though, regardless. There's going to be ups and downs, like everything else. We can feel pushed out of our comfort zones, which leads us to important changes and transformations in our lives. Then on July 30th, Chiron is going to be turning retrograde. And that will remain retrograde until January 2nd, 2026. This cycle will be good for introspection, reassessing the mental and physical health programs in our lives. We tend to look within for healing when it comes to Chiron transits and retrogrades. Then I wanted to go over a little bit of the Main themes, just very brief for all the rising signs in July. Aries, July 23rd, will be wise for you to hold off on any romantic pursuits, right? That could be, I don't know why it's the 23rd in particular, but I think the transits specifically on that day are not as favorable for like a date night. But you'd rather wait. It's better to wait till the 24th to do something romantic. And then for Taurus risings, a good day to indulge yourself is July 6th, and July 24th is a good day to sign a contract or even buy a home, make an investment. At least it's more favorable. Gemini risings, you could have an opportunity to enlarge your social circle on July 7th, and then July 10th would be a wise idea to go over your budget. And then for Cancer risings, there could be a relationship change or a status change on July 10th. And then on July 4th, there's a possibility to discover new income streams. Leo risings, July 10th is a good day for you to change a habit. So if there is a specific habit that you have or pattern, July 10th is a strong day to ignite that plan. July 25th is a day for you to be cautious. Virgo risings, you guys can get all of your to-dos done this month since Mars is in your sign. So that really does give you guys a boost. And yeah, but on the 18th, it says to watch out for what you might say on the 18th in particular. Just have an awareness of that day, I guess. And then for Libra risings, the whole month is great for travel. Your career could have a significant takeoff towards the end of July, or specifically the 30th. And then Scorpio risings, you guys may find yourself having to make decisions about certain friends in your friendship group on July 10th. And then on July 24th, it'd be a good day for you to apply for a promotion, whether it's at work or within anything. Sagittarius risings, July 4th, there could be a chance for you to blossom in love with someone, or to start a new relationship, or run into somebody that could be significant in your life. And then on the 18th, just be aware that any travel plans could get some complications. And then Capricorn rising, July 13th would be a good day for you guys to kind of be extra aware about your boundaries that you're setting with some people. You might have to be more keen to reinforcing them. And then on July 24th, you could have a chance to discover some new income strategies. Aquarius rising, July 4th, you have a higher chance of winning over people, right? You can win some people over with your persuasive techniques or strategies or whatever, or just being you, you know. And then on July 24th, there is a possible chance for a new relationship to blossom for you, to take off, whether it is love, friendship, or business. And then Pisces rising, you guys have a lot going on within the home, a lot of activity within the home base. On the 7th, there could be, just a lot of activity at home maybe that happens. Hopefully not chaotic, hopefully good. And then on the 10th, it says it's favorable for like hosting a party or a gathering or something. So those are just the overalls of the month, but a lot of stuff going on, a lot of shifts and changes within this month, or July, because we're still in June. But yeah. How is the new moon for you guys? I mean, we're still technically feeling the energies of the new moon, but I'm not really sure how I feel about it, to be honest. I don't feel super refreshed by it. Not gonna lie. But I don't feel like down and depressed either. It's kind of a weird feeling for me. Probably because it's making a quincunx to Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, and it's squaring Saturn and Neptune in Aries. That's where it can bring in that more complicated feeling, because if that wasn't happening, then it wouldn't feel weird, at least for me. Like there's still some personal obstacles and blocks that need to be worked out. Yeah. Pretty normal though for majority of us, right? In some part in our lives. But that's pretty much it for July. Yeah. I kind of want to do a reading right now, but I don't know. I might do one maybe in a little bit. But for now, that's what I have. I hope you guys liked it. And until the next time, peace out.